Essex lost top spot in Group B of this season's Yorkshire Bank 40 after their rather difficult last few days were made worse by a 64-run defeat to Lancashire at the County Ground in Chelmsford, in which they lost their last 8 wickets for only 54 runs. Put in, Lancashire made a slightly stuttering start, with Ashwell, Prince and Stephen Moore putting on 32 runs for the first wicket, but using up 8.5 overs in doing so. David Masters was as accurate as ever and was rewarded with a wicket of Moore. The batsman bowled for 11. Moore's opening partner Prince soon followed. Masters again with the wicket, as the South African could only find Reece Topley in the deep to go for 31. Stephen Croft was then undone by a bit of bounce from his former teammate Sajid Mahmood. Jake Mickleborough cleaning up with the catch, which reduced the visitors to 65 for 3 in the 17th. It was clearly not a big scoring pitch, but with Simon Katic maintaining his good form, this cut-off Mahmood carried the distance for 6, the Lightning still had a chance of posting something rather difficult. Their problem was that they kept losing wickets before partnerships could be developed. Tom Smith, playing in his first game of a summer dogged by injury, chipped Ryan Tenduscarter out to Masters after making 7. And Jordan Clark, in spite of his walk down the pitch, was given out LBW to Topley to leave Lancashire on 116 for 5 in the 27th over. Their big hope for a challenging score remained with Katic, who added a 50 to that all-important ton he scored on this ground in the Championship last week. He got to this one off his 52nd delivery. He received some decent support too from Gareth Cross, who then struck the next 2 balls off Graham Napier's over to the boundary, only for the bowler to get his own back as Cross found Tenduscarter at mid-on to leave with a total on 158 for 6, with 8 overs of the innings remaining. It was within those overs that Lancashire moved ahead of their opponents, even though Katic drove Tenduscarter to Mark Patini to go for a runner ball and very valuable 60 runs. And Kabir Ali was superbly taken behind by James Foster after scoring a handy 20, not a number you should mention in these parts right now. There were 15 balls left when Stephen Parry joined Glenn Chappell, and from those they added 29 runs to end the innings on 230 for 8, the bottom 4 all contributing well. Who knows what Friday's horrid day had done to the Essex batsmen's confidence. It didn't help Tom Wesley or Patini, who both fell cheaply again. Wesley had made only 8 when he was LBW to Chappell, while Patini edged the superhuman bowler to Smith, who juggled before holding on, a catch that put the Eagles on 18 for 2 in the 5th over. This time, however, Essex did show some fight through Hamish Rutherford and Owe Shah. Rutherford has enjoyed his time in the one-day arena since joining the county, and he started to drag his side right back into a game they'd been ahead in until the last 5 overs or so of the first innings. Shah, meanwhile, used his dancing feet to strike the first of his 2 sixes, while Rutherford launched Simon Carrigan for 2 further maximums in the space of 3 balls to complete an excellent 50 off 52 deliveries. He and Shah had taken the target down to 138 to be made off the last 20 overs. The partnership between these two was worth 94, but the wicket of Rutherford, who this time didn't connect fully off Parry to be caught by Croft, led to another collapse. The Kiwi departed with a total on 112 for 3 in the 22nd over, and he was followed by Tenduscarter in Parry's next over, the bowler bowling a quicker delivery to see the batsman chip to Katic. The big wicket of Shah came soon afterwards. On 42, he was trapped in front by Chappell to reduce the host to 133 for 5 with 13 overs to go. The game was still just about in the balance, perhaps even after Mickleborough swung Ali high to Parry, which left Essex 83 to get off the final 9. But when the danger men of Foster and Napier fell in the same Smith over, the match was just about done and dusted. Foster, on that number of 20, skewed a shot to Prince, and 3 balls later, Napier clubbed Smith to Carrigan to clip the Eagles' wings, leaving them on 164 for 8 at the end of over number 34. In fact, the last 4 Essex wickets fell in just 8 balls. Ali now cleaned up the last 2, Masters finding Chappell at mid-off, while Topley went for a golden duck after being adjudged leg before. From 112 for 3 after 22, Essex had stumbled again to 166 all out in the 35th, something a little hard to fathom given the talents of this team. Perhaps Lancashire are just very, very good at the moment. They took this match comfortably in the end by 64 runs, which puts them in the mix for a semi-final place later in the summer. They have 7 points from 7 games, while Essex have 8 from 7, leaving them 3/4 of a point behind new Group B leaders Durham.